So, wait, are you saying to me that orcs in this world, they may kidnap you, but they understand the value of consent? They will whine you, and they'll dine you, but they'll make sure that you say yes before they try to stick their nasty in you. What gentlemen kidnappers in this world. So throughout all my years of watching isekai fantasy anime, there's been a common thing that happens. You'll see repeat character designs, or character designs that are very similar. And often what I've noticed ever since Konosuba's came out is that anytime I see the blue-haired character that looks oddly similar to Aqua, there's a track record, right? They're kind of useless, they're annoying, they get under your skin. And as much as I love Aqua from Konosuba, she is an annoying little bitch. Like, that is her character, and that's what you're supposed to think of her. Yeah, then you have Dina here, who, I didn't think this was possible, because to bully the Aqua level character, usually you need to justify them being a little shit. And while Lufus as a character keeps stepping on her with her high heels, and I'm pretty sure breaking every toe in each foot, the fact that Dina is a legitimately competent character, and I think what makes it even funnier is that she wasn't even supposed to exist. She literally got placed as a backdrop character to fill out a room, forgot she was there, and we're like, oh yes, of course, how could we forget about you? And every step of the way, she legitimately is saying intelligent things, she's helping us, and yeah, she still has that like little element of clumsiness and kind of like stupidity that will shine every so often, but never to like an Aqua level extreme. So it's a very jarring experience because I'm so used to seeing these blue-haired characters who have the same facial features as Aqua, but I'm coming out saying, actually, you're incredibly competent. You don't deserve to be bullied. And then when she is bullied, I laugh, but I feel a little guilty. It's an interesting experience because it goes against every nature I have as an anime watcher, because I think, oh, here we go again, Aqua 3, 4, 6, 7.0. Oh, she's actually a unique character. That's fantastic. So thank you, Mr. Isekai, for finally breaking the curse of everyone being a goddamn discount Aqua clone. Now, you make sure you drop a like on this video, share your support, subscribe if you're new around here, and Patrons where you catch my full live reactions to all this and more if you also want to help fund the channel and videos just like these. So, I loved episode 1. That was no hidden secret. I said it was freaking fantastic. And I think there'll definitely be those people who watch episode 2 who maybe just watched episode 1 just for the monkey brain action. And they'll say, oh, it fell off, it's not as fun anymore. I still think episode 1 was smart with how they directed right from the beginning, an amazing fight scene. Basically, jingle some keys in front of the masses, get you interested, because it's not always going to be action. Next week clearly will be. We got a big-ass war approaching. We got goblins and beast people, skeletons, a demonic sheep apparently that I guess we have memories of that we don't think are our own, so there's a whole can of worms there. But this was the world building episode and getting a little more accustomed. And for me personally, I like this episode even more than the first. I think the majority opinion will be episode 1 was more fun because there was that jingling of keys, there was a lot of action set pieces. But the reason I love episodes like these is the lore and world building side and how they're taking what is supposed to be a game world turned real and how they're explaining it for like NPCs like points of views. Like, I'm not here to say this is the first time I've ever seen this, but a lot of these shows don't do much with it. Whether you're inside a game, you got teleported to a game became a new world, whatever. Usually you get a menu system and that's about as far as they take it. Where here, you know, when like we finish off the orcs or whatever, right? And, you know, the concept of drop rates. Drop rates for a video game, we know exactly how that works and why it exists like that. But seeing her observe how an NPC turned real is explaining drop rates, it's interesting how it works for their world. And also the concept of her as a character. So we know from the game's point of view, RMC invented themselves to be like, hey, I'm going to be the big bad that will force everyone to unite against me. It was a whole plot point. But how would a world view that if it's actually real? So, from their point of view, they never got an answer. Why she rose up, why she tried to conquer the world, there's never been an answer for that, and then she was defeated. And then, throughout all the years, what was a very frightening story, and people naturally were scared of her, it kind of tamed down. Because hundreds of years later, what was scary to your great-great-great-grandfather is going to be just a random story. So if she's in present day going to be doing good things for you, I mean, at the end of the day, are they really going to have the same level of fear? That's what I really like about the world building side of things, is that you're really getting some competent writing showing, rather than just, oh, we're just here for the next big action scene. Of course, there will be people who watch it just for that, which is fine. If that's what you like, it's what you like. But that's clearly not what the author was going for. And I think there's going to be a lot of surprises with the writing. And at the end of the episode, you know, she starts having a flashback about the sheep, and then she's like, that's not my memory. That's weird. So there's something there, which will be interesting. Are we taking over a body that was already living, and, you know, now we're getting the, here's my memories plus theirs? A lot of uncertainty there, but I'm excited to see what they do. Also like the concepts of what they're doing. So when we get the first overhead shot, it's like there's a central island with multiple levels, and then there's like fractions of a circle that are also pieces of land connected by bridges. Not looking like it's the most like large city known to man, and then it kind of ties into like the future of humanity and, you know, how well they're doing, and, well, I guess I should say the lack of how well they're actually doing. I like it. I like the concepts of like when the earthquake happens, hey, do they have earthquakes here? Not often. Okay, that's clearly an ability. We gotta do something here because Ares is popping off. Very, very fun stuff. I think the thing I'm most excited about is that while there was, like, I had a lot of people ask, like, what would be the best way to compare this show? Like, in episode 1, there was some, like, oh, it's kind of like Female Overlord in certain scenes, and then it's kind of like this. Like, there's little pieces that remind me of different shows, but it also doesn't really feel like, oh, it really feels like this show. To me, Wild Last Boss is Wild Last Boss. There's elements that remind me of other anime, but it's not like it's just a copy and paste. It's seemingly a very well-written show. The production's great. I mean, this episode, did it have a whole lot of action or anything? No, but the art remained consistent. The worst thing you could say about the visuals, 3D horses, but I always say this, if the worst you can complain about and criticize is a 3D horse or two, you're doing pretty good for the production. And honestly, just the way they're exploring just the world building side of things, like even the orcs. So yeah, the orcs are kidnappers, but apparently the orcs in this world, they don't do the Goblin Slayer approach of just like raping the women and stuff. No, they will kidnap you, but they won't touch you unless you give them permission. I have never seen that before. I have never seen a fantasy world with orcs and the like that kidnap the women. Seemingly they didn't bathe properly, so they, I mean, the hygiene wasn't great, but they never defiled them because they didn't give them permission to do so. That truly shook me to my core, bro. I was like, hold up, maybe Goblin Slayer would have been out of work in this world. Granted, you probably still gotta kill them because, you know, they still do kidnap you, but still, they're a lot nice. Out of all the orcs and goblins I've seen that have kidnapped women in fantasy series, these might be the best ones I've seen. I mean, outside of ones where they were just legitimately nice and didn't kidnap. But if we're looking at the kidnapping goblin orcs, actually probably top of the food chain here. Brilliant. Let me know your thoughts down below. What did you think of episode 2? I'm sure most people like episode 1 more, but hey, if you are like me, like episode 2 more, let me know. Drop a like, share your support, subscribe if you're new around here, and Patreon is where I catch my full live reactions, all this and more. Like, hey, I also like to give video shows to my patrons. So today we got Sean Cafferkey, Dragon Mom, Ryan Kahalili, Jessica L. Compton, and we also have Ishta. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. You all have a good one.